Cellular respiration simply means cells breathing. The cells breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide just as we do. The oxygen is needed to break down glucose. Carbon dioxide, on the other hand, is toxic and so it needs to be removed, and so we breathe it out. The purpose of cellular respiration is to provide the cell with ATP, which is our energy currency. So the purpose is to break down glucose to produce energy in the form of ATP. Now let's look at the chemical equation for cellular respiration. On the left-hand side of the equation, we will see glucose, C6H12O6, and 6 molecules of oxygen. These are the reactants. The products are carbon dioxide, water, and ATP. Glucose is the fuel for cellular respiration, and this needs to be broken down. To break this down fully, we need oxygen. In the product side, carbon dioxide and water are the byproducts of this reaction. Carbon dioxide is a toxic byproduct that needs to be eliminated, and water is the useful byproduct. ATP is the most important product because this is what the cell needs. Let's take a closer look at how glucose is broken down. Glucose is a 6-carbon molecule. The carbons are shown as the blue circles. The bonds between the carbon are covalent bonds, and when each of these bonds is broken, a certain amount of energy is released, which is packaged into ATP. Glucose is broken down into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, and this process yields 2 ATP molecules. The glucose to pyruvic acid, this phase is called glycolysis and takes place in the cytosol of the cell. These reactions are oxygen independent, and so they are said to be anaerobic. This phase is said to be anaerobic. If plenty of oxygen is available in the cell, then pyruvic acid is converted into 2 molecules of acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA then enters a series of reactions to produce carbon dioxide, water, and 34 molecules of ATP, which is a lot more than in glycolysis. This phase takes place in the mitochondria and it is oxygen dependent. So we call this aerobic respiration. Now let's compare anaerobic respiration versus aerobic respiration in the context of muscle function. Let's imagine that you're lifting weights. When you're lifting weights, your muscles have an urgent demand for a massive amount of energy, and there is not enough time for oxygen to be delivered to the muscles. So it is anaerobic respiration that provides ATP necessary for this function. On the other hand, if you're running a marathon, your muscles demand a sustained supply of ATP over a longer period of time. There is enough time for oxygen to be delivered to the muscles, and so aerobic respiration is the best choice to provide ATP.